Hi everyone, I'm Ashutosh from ProdEgyIAS. Welcome to the platform. Today we'll be talking about the GS current themes which we have started for all the prelims giving people. Prelims 2024, as you know, is approaching. By God's grace, you have got around 2.5 weeks time extra. So obviously how to productively use that. So one of the key facets of the prelims exam is the current perspective. And generally, we use the term current affairs, which is not probably the adequate term. The adequate term is current perspectives or current themes. The concept of current themes is very simple. You know about the news, you have read last 1 year news or current facts and data, information that you have acquired, but how to build upon that information to arrive at a particular question. Also, how a particular affairs or particular issue which has been there in the news, how this particular idea can be asked in the examination. Also, there are a lot of corresponding and peripheral ideas which are associated with something that is in the current news. Let's say, for example, I'll be dealing with polity, governance, and social justice or social issues part, right, with respective other experts dealing with their own areas. For example, economics, India Yearbook, issues, governance themes, policies, programs, and so many other things. Obviously, everyone wants to become IAS, right? And there's nothing wrong in having that ambition. So, but the thing is that whether we all can actually become, whether we all can find out the right strategy to be there. Right? See, obviously, I'm not going to deal with this particular idea here. It is more about the program that we are conducting. But as a student, as an aspirant, as a person with ambitions beyond merely getting a degree or getting just a job. So your ambitions must be tested, must be evaluated, must be based on the right benchmark, right? That is the idea. So this is a very nominal course, not even nominal, I would say, right? You probably eat a pizza more than the money you spent. So we'll be taking rigorously 15 days classes, and I would more or less tell you very honestly that probably 25, 30 questions in the exam you will find with the right methodology that we are going to follow. And I would not like to build upon the narrative, right, that everybody does, that we need to interlink, we need to holistically view. But exactly my purpose is simple: how to deal with that, how to do it, right? So anybody can tell me all these, flowery words, that there is interlinkage, there is multidimensional perspective, there is a holistic understanding, there is a conceptual undercurrent, there are a lot of hidden ideas, but exactly how do we do it? That's the question. How are we going to enforce this idea or operate it practically on the ground? Right? That is what this themes is about. Right? I cannot obviously acquire, I cannot uh, memorize a lot of facts and information, right, in a short span of time, even if it is 6 months or 7 months, right? We cannot, for that, obviously, we need an entire 1 year, probably more than that, to acquire the current perspectives and facts of a particular year. Whereas UPSC is not just concerned about the previous year, right? It may be concerned about the previous 2-3 years or the issues which have been there since a long time, right? For example, when you talk about simple idea, constitutional amendment or reforms in administration, or for that matter, the gender equality. So these issues are perennial. They are perpetually the key elements of the governance anywhere, and not just in India, anywhere in the world. Right? Panchayati Raj institutions, local governance, decentralization of power. Right. So if Rajasthan, or for that matter, Meghalaya, or any other state brings the Public Services Act or the Citizen Charters Act, or for that matter, the Social Audit Act, right? These things or these developments might be visible to you in the form of a current news, right? But they may not be asked in the form of the same news in the examination. So if Meghalaya develops an act or enacts the Social Audit Act, right, and integrates it with the, let's say, the centrally sponsored schemes or with various state developmental schemes. The core or the current information is that Meghalaya has done this, Rajasthan has done this, Andhra is trying to do it, or Telangana probably is also, in the same process. And likewise, these can be the current events which are in news. But what is the current themes perspective or current themes orientation is that, okay, if there is a social audit or there is a social audit law which has been enacted, how it is going to be now visible in the format of a question paper, sorry, in the format of a question in the paper, right? Or it will be visible in what the options of the MCQs will be visible if a particular question is asked on this, right? For example, a social audit will be conducted only when there is probably a quorum which exists. So if you say polity talks about the local governance, the articles related or provisions related to local government, but there is a current development of social audit. So how this development will take into account the static portion. So if the question or the provision in the exam says that under the constitutional provisions related to Panchayati Raj institutions, right, probably articles 243 to 243O, they or none of these articles or in these articles there is a provision for social audit. So if you know this, that directly there is no provision for this, right, then how come a law is enacted? And from where this law derives its source, its legitimacy. So when you see the original idea of the Panchayati Raj institutions, right, whether in Article 40 DPSP or in general when we talk about decentralization of power, when we talk about a federal system that we are, or quasi-federal as you may say. So here itself the idea of local governance is visible because the the purpose or the manner of implementation of programs and schemes, it reflects that community's participation is essential for that. How will community participation become integral to this governance? It cannot be merely done by administrative systems being created, for example, district collector or deputy collector or BDO or Tehsildar or Lekpal or Patwari or for that matter, village level worker or village development officer, whosoever. It cannot be done simply by that. Now see, when you take this current news in perspective, then you need to draw a lot of concentric circles around it, right? This is what exactly we are going to do. And 15 days, we are obviously 15 days, 16 days, whatever, right? I'm not keeping the timeline because, yes, at times certain topics become, more ominous, they're more elaborate, and it may take little time. So let's say 15, 16, 17 days, whatever. We will try to somewhere hone your skills of understanding, right? Reduce the effort that probably you'll go through making a lot of elaborate notes. It will have all the things, right? You will get whatever be the necessary content, necessary PDFs, right? Class notes, whatever, questions integrated into the idea, how to think around a particular topic, right? So you can say in nutshell, whatever effort you have done for 1 year or 6 months or 2 years, that all that effort would be summarized, all that effort would be ingrained into this particular program. And there is a team of people, right? All those people they belong to various very strong academic institutions. They have a very strong academic background. We are obviously very quality conscious that, to the extent of being blamed as class conscious, but it is not so. Our purpose has always been to not only give the content and, bring a kind of information or what you can say the compilation of information for the student, but our perspective always has been that whether a student can be nurtured into independent thinking. If a student can be nurtured into independent thinking, he can himself understand what is the importance of that particular topic, right? Or instead of mugging the current perspectives or affairs, he will be able to actually redesign his strategy, how to use the knowledge he has. Right, so let's say, so this, as you can see, right, the program consists of a lot of aspects. I'll just give you, I'll just underline it, nothing else, right? So around 75% of the UPSC syllabus, why it has been said? Because obviously lot of developments which are happening in various categories, various sectors, political, economic, social, technological, environmental, international, legal, whatever is happening, right? That will be somewhere integrated into this. So a majority of the things that you have understood static, in a static way, and then you have tried to link with the dynamic way, so that we are going to already, right, that we are going to instill, imbibe, enforce within you itself through this program. So you can say not only your current perspectives, but a lot of your static, your conceptual conceptual understanding, or the concepts that you have acquired, will also improve automatically, right? It will streamline your thought process, your strategy, your way of thinking, your way of doing, right, and even understanding a topic. Experienced faculty, obviously, you can download the app, you can visit the website, you'll see that obviously we have a lot of lectures already put in for these lot of faculties, right? They're all good people, they're all extraordinary people, experienced people, and obviously they know the exam in and out. So for that, you should be rest assured that whatever we'll do, right, that will be qualitative, else we'll not do it. Sessions will be, yes, a deep dive. A deep dive means, like I told you, like we take a simple idea, social audit, right? Or for that matter, let's say Rahul Gandhi's disqualification or Mahua Moitra's expulsion. So obviously, these are certain issues which have been in news, right? Or the amendment to the IPC, CRPC, or Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. So what exactly constitutes it? What is the basic idea behind it? What was the origin of that? And how it can be interpreted now in today's context, right? That is the idea of the deep dive. So it will be a multi-perspective. I'll not just use the word dimensional, it will be multi-perspective. It gives you multiple windows to think. It gives you multiple ideas to correlate. And those 20, 25, 30 questions in the exam, which you find apart from 70 questions that you think you can do, right? By dealing with a lot of MCQs, by dealing with a lot of test papers and likewise. So that part, 25, 30% part that you feel that you cannot do, right? Because obviously it requires your more passionate attraction, it requires your more passionate focus, that will be dealt here. So you can seriously understand it this way, that if there are people who are able to attempt 40% of the paper, 30% of the paper with all these efforts they are putting, right? The selection is defined in terms of those 20% questions. So those 20% questions, because will be obviously catered by this, apart from the factual questions which will be there. So you can say like exactly 40% to 50% plus the additional 20% that will come from you. So obviously, if you have prepared well till now, right, you will be able to do somewhere 35, 40% questions. But what is that extra edge of 20, 25% that you require to beat the competition? That is more important. So most of the people get stuck there. If you know, many of the people you will meet, okay, 0.6 marks in a UR, 0.1 marks in a UR, yeah, 1 marks in a UR, 2 marks in UR, see, that will always remain. Why that will always remain? If you meet them ever, anytime, right? Maybe after 3 attempts, they'll say, oh, this time it was 0.75 marks. Why? Because they did not nurture the attitude related to prelims. They followed a stereotypical methods, and when you see people getting selected, you see what ratio, what percentage of people getting selected. And sometimes you find people, such people getting selected, probably whom you never thought about. And probably you felt you were better than him, right? And that is where you have to think, why did it happen? So sometimes the people whom you think, right, probably are not that into the process or not that hardworking or intelligent as you are, right? Sometimes they encounter a strategy that is called serendipity. Serendipity is a term, is an entire idea in sociology that you study, something which is a chance encounter. And this is not a chance encounter, it's not a luck, it's not even a destiny, right? It is something, or not even fate, it is something that by accident a student nurtures within himself. Most of the times by accident, right? We're trying to avoid that accident. We are trying to strategically nurture you with that idea. Fine. So this will be there. Obviously, revision, it will include revision, right? You will do a lot of questions here. a lot of questions which we design, a lot of questions that we interpret, right? And obviously a lot of questions that we make together. Combined, we'll create it. So you will be able to, understand the length and breadth and the depth, right, of the uh, various issues, various topics, various what you can say, the information which had been in news. You will be able to make sense of that. You need not have to mug up in a boring manner, right? In a stereotypical manner. You don't have to put useless effort in making flow charts, mnemonic codes, in making those templates. You don't have to do all that, right? Once you get into a pattern of thinking, once you get into a process of thinking, automatically that will happen for you, right? So you all can, you see it starting from 18th April with Indian economy, and then environment, biodiversity, polity, society, and governance, right? It will be taken by different people, right? Dr. Gaurav, Dr. Saurav, I'm not Dr. Ashutosh, right? India book by another Ashutosh Das. He's a very good faculty for policies and governance, right? India book and schemes. So broadly, many of your uh, many of your weak areas, vulnerable areas, right, would be dealt here, right? Like I said, it's a course which is even less than the cost of a pizza that you eat. So you can always rely on that. These lectures will be available to you till your prelims, and even after that if you want. But I would hope that you get through prelims. You don't need that after that, right? It will be both online and offline mode. You'll get the content and the PDF, whatever is necessary, because the course fee is so low, right? It's basically not a fee. In fact, we just wanted to create the free course, so it's basically a free course, but that part is only for the the managing the data, giving you access to the app, right? And probably keeping that classes for you for the next 2.5 months. So that is just, I would say, the minimum administrative expense that occurs, right? So this program has been ambitiously created by us so that students can compare, right? Nothing goes, right? If you spend 400 rupees, I think you don't even get a meal now in a good hotel in Delhi. So the idea is that you will have a lot of leverage, you will have a lot of advantage, you will have a lot of opportunity to at least compare what you have been doing till now and what exactly will happen here. So, like I said, so there are a lot of examples we can take, right? Qualification, disqualification, like for example, Rahul Gandhi, Mahua Moitra. Now, we generally go for understanding disqualification, Article 102, Clause 1, 191, Clause 1, right? Or 10th Schedule, anti-defection law. Uh, but see, what we miss is that the qualification and disqualification of members of parliament, right, is not just an issue about knowing some technical information. It is also an idea about understanding the importance of parliamentary democracy. And in spite of the fact that there is no strict legislature and executive separation, in spite of that, the parliamentary democracy will survive only when the independence of legislature is secured from the executive. Right? So even though we have more a Westminster model, right? But how this qualification, disqualification, Article 102, 10th Schedule, 52nd Amendment, right now, how that can be bring into a perspective of a question. That is what this program is all about. So I would see you, all of you there, right? That is why I said go beyond the stereotype. Disruption or success is only possible when you have the capability to disrupt what you have been doing till now. This disruption can be both mental, intellectual, and even physical. That means in terms of your actions. So kindly think about it, right? You have an opportunity. We are giving you an opportunity. In fact, we ourselves are getting an opportunity to interact probably with the best of the minds whom we want to nurture and obviously reap a benefit of around 40-50 marks in the exam, right? See you then, all of you. All the best to you. Thank you so much. जैसे होने वाला